day of April. Had a good day in church, and my pastor was speaking about season and times. I used to hear my grandmother say a long time ago that we're in our last days. And today on Real Men Talk with Reverend Willie Francis, I'm happy to be with you today by the grace of God that He still has me here. But today we want to talk about a very sensitive topic that we need to talk about because everybody think that we're never going to run out of time, that we're going to have time forever, we're going to stay young forever, we're going to stay poor forever, we're going to stay in a situation forever. Time waits for nobody. Like when somebody go to jail, they quick to say, I'm going to get mine. You can't get it back because time has passed you by. You have to start from that day forward. Or when you go through divorce, you want to get back your mate, other male or female, it doesn't matter. But time is of the essence. And as I look in Ecclesiastes, the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, and I'm going to really talk about this tonight because he brought it home so profoundly today that it really touched me in such a way that was great because it made me realize that sometimes we never feel that we're going to run out of time, that we can keep doing the same thing over and over again, and time never catches up with her, our dirt never catches up with us. It's just going to be that type of environment where you can do what you want to do as long as you want to do it, and the heck with everybody else. Life doesn't work that way. Time waits for no one. As I come to you tonight from the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 1, it reads as follows: To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heavens, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which was planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build, and a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to run and a time to sow, a time to keep silent and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. I read you Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1 down to verse 8. And reason why God was talking about the time and season for everything, nothing lasts forever. It used to be that you get married forever, but now people get divorced because they call it reconcilable difference, where they can't talk it out that they have grown apart. You and I both know there's no such animal as growing apart. Either you want to be there or you want to be someplace else. Or somebody else is tickling something in your ear and you say it's time to go. And then you get there, you feel like, man, it's time to go back. But the other person has moved on. You see, America's in a bad time in this season. We have so much hatred for no reason, mass shootings for no reason. I have one race people think they're more superior, one reason think they have nothing in which to live for. But we all have one thing in common, and that's time. When you wake up in the morning time, every morning you wake up, if you're blessed to wake up to see another day. Well, what you do with that time between the time you get up and the time you go to work, or however you start your day, that time in the window and in the middle is just dry, empty time. What if you spend that time being constructive? What I mean by that, being positive, trying to find something new and exciting to do today that you didn't do yesterday. Trying to find something new and exciting to improve about yourself that you didn't do yesterday. Try to find something new and exciting of someone to love today that you didn't love yesterday. Or try to fix something today that you didn't fix yesterday. You ran out of time. Or try to spend time with your wife or your significant other or whoever it may be that you didn't do yesterday. Instead of sitting back, letting time elapse or wasting time, wasting your life back saying shoulda, coulda, woulda, or spending time getting a degree that you let slip away in the past for whatever reason. As long as you're breathing, you got time to complete anything you start, no matter how long of time has elapsed. If you don't have a GED, go back and get it. A college degree, go back and get it. Whatever you want, as long as you're breathing, you still have time. But one thing about time, when it's over, it's over. You see, we all have an eternal time clock. What I mean by that is when God say time's up. He gives some of us 50 years, 80 years, 85 years, 20 years, 10 years, 2 years, 0 years. Babies are born dead. However long a time He allowed you, remember this, He allows you to walk upon this earth. That is time. You can waste it or you can use it and say, I lived a good life. What I mean by that you've done everything that you can possibly do to live good and as comfortable as you can. Loving who you want to love. Doing what you want to do without hurting anyone. And if you hurt someone while you're traveling through this life, this empty space of time, the time is now to go back and apologize. Don't wait until they're laying in a casket in front of a church, a crowd of people, if they're blessed and lucky, and then try to apologize because they can't hear you. Time is up. The time has ran out. The time is now to do what you always want to do, be what you always want to become, and don't let anyone waste your time telling you what you can or can't do. Sometimes you have to stand up on your own 2 feet. You see, God talk about very profoundly in Ecclesiastes about time. There's a time, a purpose, and a season for everything you do. In everything you do. You sleep, there's a time limit how long you can sleep. You take a bath, there's a time limit. Take a shower, there's time. You go to work, you get off at a certain time, you go in at a certain time. There's always time. One thing about time, it will run out. It will get away from you. One day you're 20, next day you wake up, you're 60. And you look back, what have I accomplished? Did I get my college degree? Did I get married? Did I have any children? Did I find somebody that loved me for me? Or did somebody find me and say they love me? At some point, we have to just say, okay, time out. What I mean by time out, take a breather and say, Lord, guide me. Whatever time you allow me to have the left on this side before I cross over to the heavenly side, if you're blessed. If you're blessed. Nobody shouldn't miss heaven and go straight to hell. So you have enough time to get it right with God and yourself. First, get it right with God. Ask God to always guide your lips, because this thing, this lips right here, can cut deeper than any sword. That's why they call the tongue a two-edged sword. It cut going in and coming out. Once you say it, you can't take it back. If you think it, you might as well say it, because God gonna hold it against you anyway. So if a man think it, that's what he is. But we're talking about time. Don't allow anyone or anything to waste your time. You can spin your wheels. Time is like you get stuck in mud, and you just tires just spinning. There's nothing you can grab onto. You spend 30 minutes just spinning your tire, rocking back and forth, hoping to catch on something. You wake up one day, you look back, you got gray hair, you got no hair, you wearing glasses, teeth are not real. Like, Lord, what happened? The Lord gonna look at you and tell you ran out of time. Your time is up. It's up. Nobody gonna remember anything because you didn't accomplish anything. You allow somebody else to dictate what your future is going to be. It's okay to take advice, but at the end of the day, it's your choice. It's your choice whether you want to live your life to the fullest or live your life according to someone else. America, we're a lost generation because we think we're gonna just live and do wrong and do what we want to do forever. At some point, you gotta say, Lord, help me to use my time wisely. Lord, help me, walk with me, talk with me, sing and shout with me, because I feel I'm running out of time. You know when your days are getting short. Your steps are getting slower. You can't run like you used to. You can't walk like you used to. You can't move like you used to. You need glasses to see because you're not 20/20 vision anymore. You can't keep up with the crowd like you used to because you're getting older, your body's wearing out. Because time is catching up with you. Now what you gonna do about that? What you need to do is to use your time that you have left on this side very wisely. Spend time with your loved ones, your kids, your grandkids. That's what using your time properly is all about. Spending time with others. God never meant for man to be alone. That's why he created a woman and made woman a part of man, because they're family. They're family. You know, I used to love the fact when my mom and dad would talk. My mom would finish my dad's sentences and he would finish hers. And I thought that was kind of creepy at first, but then that was amazing. That showed commitment. That shows they use their time wisely. I'm not going to say they have good days and bad days. We always do. Everybody, as long as you're human, walking on this side of the planet, you're going to have ups and you're going to have downs. My dad told me one thing. He said, never go to bed angry because you're going to wake up the same way. Never go to bed with the order against your brother or your sister or especially your wife, because what if she don't wake up the next day? What if that person you anger with don't wake up the next day? The last thing that you remember that y'all talked about, it was an argument. Oh, probably over nothing. Use your time wisely. Think before you speak. It's so easy to get angry, but it's easier to love. It's so easy. See, Jesus loved us unconditionally. Unconditionally. He loved us so much that he died for our sins. He used his time wisely. The whole 37 plus years he walked on this earth, he used his time wisely. That's where I want to use my time. There's some times in my life I wish I could take back, but think about time, it waits for no one. You can't replace it. You can't go back and get it. It's like air. Once you breathe in and breathe out, it's gone. America, time is winding up. Winding up. There's so much hatred. Everything in this world. Are you going to be a part of that? Or are you going to stand back and say, hey, man, I'm going to use the little time that I got loving someone, helping someone, loving me. If you don't have no one in your life, you give me your whole life to people that's unworthy. You spin your wheels. You wasted your time. Now try to love someone who really appreciated yourself. If you're blessed and lucky enough to have a significant other, whoever he or she may be, spend that time loving that person and reciprocate some of that love. You show a person how you feel about them, they will show you in return. But if you're always angry, always biting their head off, eventually they're going to get tired and say, you wasting my time. Do what you want to do. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to find somebody who loves me for the little time that I have left on this earth. Don't get angry. Don't get upset because you pushed them to the end You just push them. Some of us are so full of anger and hatred that we don't know how to love. We don't know how to receive love. We wake up every day doing the same old thing over and over again, expecting a different result. You're not. Time is going to run out on you. And one day you're not going to wake up. You're going to drive home doing everything you always do, and one morning you're not going to wake up. It's going to be all over. And people going to stand around you. Imagine this. When the preacher's trying to find something nice to say about you. You didn't go to church. You hate everybody you looked at. You stayed to yourself. You were so angry you didn't want nobody doing nothing for you. And the preacher trying to find something good to say about you. And you might have one or two people at the funeral and they all family, if they show up. That was time wasted. Because you didn't let nobody get to know you. You didn't let nobody get to love you, understand you, to see you. A lot of us live what I call a fake life. Because we don't let nobody see us. We let them see what they want to see in us. See, there's a difference. Sometimes you have to be transparent and say, this is me, take it or leave it, this is who I am. Give them that choice. Because one thing about a clown, it's just makeup. When you wash it off, you're not a clown no more. They're going to see you anyway. Don't waste your time trying to be what somebody wants you to be. Try to be what you want to be and what God intended for you to be. So when you wake up in the morning time, you're happy to wake up. You love the person you're looking back in that mirror. Time is precious. Very precious. Use it wisely. If God allowed me to walk upon this earth 30 more years, that's a blessing. If he say he canceled my contract tonight, my time's up, still was a blessing. I have no regrets by the way I live my life. None. I had my share of ups and downs like anyone else. But I love the person I am right now. The good book said, your latter years, mean your later years, should be better than your early years. If you're in your 50s and 60s and 40s and you not happy where you are, you need to flip the script. Whatever that need to do something different. Because apparently what you're doing is not working. Not working at all. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over. You be like a tire stuck in the mud, spinning your wheels. And when that happens, people don't want to be around you because you're going to say the same old thing over and over again. The same thing. Don't waste your lifetime trying to pretend to be something that you're not. Love the skin you're in. Love who you have become. Love where you came from, but love where you're going, but love more where you are. Love the one you're with, not the one that you want to get with. Because if you love the one you're with, I promise you'll be more happy than loving the one you're with than the one you're trying to get with. That's a waste of time. That's going nowhere. Nowhere. You're lying to him or her and she's lying to you. All the time you got the loving person at home waiting on you. And you're lying to him or her because you can't tell them the truth. Wasted time. Time is too precious. When it's over, it's over. Take whatever time you have left. Whatever time you have left. And say, Lord, I surrender. I can't do this. Take me a different direction. I've been leading myself for 20 years, or 30 years, or 40 years. However many years you've been doing it your own. Say, Lord, I want to trust you to lead now, and I'm going to follow. Because I don't know when my time's up. I don't know when you're going to cancel my card, my time card, and say, okay, you're off work, you're done. Time to rest. Nobody knows. Use your time wisely. See, we look at something, I always say, man, you never know when it's going to happen. You never know. You think you're gonna live forever, like you got bulletproof vests on and nothing gonna happen to you. But kids die. You don't have to be old to die anymore. People die every day too soon because they ran out of time. I'm here to tell you tonight, there's a time for everything. This is your season to live. This is your season to manage your time wisely. It's your season. Don't let nobody take that from you. This is your season to manage your time wisely. Don't let time catch you when you're not ready. Don't run out of time. Life is too short. Love yourself, but love God first. And above all, love each other. God bless you.